Talking about the Kingswood game table and game pillar by Boxwood Games today. I am just a normal dude. My name is Tyler. I paid full price for this table. I backed it in July of 2025. The table arrived in March or April, I think it was end of March 2026. I backed the larger size, the 6x4 table, some extra game mats. I got the cup holders, the game pillars, the draw and discard accessory, the chit holders. Came with the toppers. I got the topper blocks. I got these silicone arm pads. And overall, just want to talk about my experience backing from Dan Blackrock of Box King Gaming. I didn't know anything about the company. I had put in I almost backed a Wormswood table. I had a deposit down on one of those and ended up canceling that before that Kickstarter funded. And I'm glad I did. This one showed up. Anyway, I did some research on Reddit, also looked at past Kickstarters. This seemed like a better option for the price. There was a lot of speculation at that time that the Wormswood one may be super late because they had been late on past Kickstarters or still owed people tables or components that no one had ever seen. I'm just a normal dude. I paid full price for the table. I waited for the table to show up. I sent no comments on the Kickstarter. I put in the order, picked all the stuff that I wanted, and I waited. And these are the toppers that go back on that I store in my bedroom, and the topper holder. And yeah, they work super well. I feel like the Kickstarter was well ran. There was a couple minor delays. It pushed back a couple of months, which I backed not a ton of projects, but probably 30 now. Most of them being board game projects off Kickstarter, and a few off Game Found. It's pretty typical. It seems like you generally will get your product a few months later, best case scenario. And this one was 2 or 3 months later. This actually lays down well. In the video, it doesn't look like it does, kind of, but no, I got my product within a reasonable amount of time. There was an update, as you're getting close, at least to the last projected deadline, which I appreciate, especially on an order of, I paid about $23.50 for all the things I previously mentioned. The overall quality, there's some areas where the stain, you can kind of see it's like bunched up, or like it just doesn't look that great. Like over here, you probably can't see it, but I got a video of it, I'll show you. Like the stain kind of puddles up in a few spots, and on some of the leaves, or the table topper, I put them in a specific way each time because some of the finish doesn't look as good as other parts of it. Also over here, it looks like someone pushed a hot little iron against it, or like a little seam welder. Anyway, a few minor imperfections. The LED lights look great. The total time putting it together took probably about an hour. Me and my wife did it. The hardest part was just we had one of these pieces flipped around, and the connection wasn't lining up for the LED light, but we didn't force it or anything. We could tell obviously that something was wrong. But there's just a pin in a metal locking thing, and the IKEA, I don't even know what you call it, the grommet thing that holds it tight. But went together super easy. Didn't take that long. In the box from wherever we got it, though, there was this, when we opened the box, there was a big, it was a big spider. I've rarely seen many spiders that large, anyway, it kind of gave me the creeps for a little bit, and it was very surprising. So I don't know where it came from, Vietnam, Malaysia. But what I do for work, sometimes we import cabinets and things. It's often where manufactured wood products in my world come from, but that spider was a bonus, so and a little surprising. The table, the only thing that I don't really like about the table, and I really do like it, the only concerns that I have with the table, I guess I should phrase it that way. If you stand and put your hand in the middle of the table, and kind of push down. It has more play than I would like it to have. It makes me a little bit nervous that over time that's going to wear out and cause issues. I do think I could reinforce it myself fairly easily, and it would improve that. A couple of things I want to mention. The Kickstarter itself, they changed the wood of like this base layer because it wasn't strong enough versus whatever they said in the original Kickstarter. That didn't really bother me that much. I preferred to have a strength option, and like the finish still matches. It looks fine without the pads. They changed the like lifting mechanism for this last panel to pull the table in and out. And I think I would have preferred the first option. Maybe not. I feel like you would hit your leg. I don't know how they were going to implement that, but I don't like that food can fall in the gap, the like finger lifting area. I don't love that. The game pillar itself over there, it's been great. Super sturdy. I put a lot of pretty heavy games on it, and it hasn't bent at all. Putting that together took some time. That actually took longer because you had to physically screw each bolt through with an Allen wrench. But it's cool. I still have one more in the garage that I haven't even unpacked because I don't know where I would put it. So if you're interested in a game pillar, let me know, and I may post it on like Craigslist or KSL or whatever and try to sell it before too long if I can't find a spot for it. But anyway, this table, I had reservations going in. It was a large back for me. It was the most expensive Kickstarter that I'd ever been a part of. And it came together well. Like, I'm super happy with the table. It fills the space very well. I like how it looks in the room. They changed the naming convention on like the finish, so I was a little bit nervous, and it's hard to pick colors without seeing them. But I like the finish. I feel like it's just a very neutral brown. And overall, I've been very happy with the table. We've had a lot of fun playing games on it already. We've played quite a few games over the last few months, which has been enjoyable. This is Fate of the Fellowship, if I didn't mention that I have set up on the table right now. Plenty of room for that. This is like the heaviest games I usually play are like, according to Board Game Geek, 3.5. I rarely get up to like a 4. There are some games that are around that range that have a lot more components though. But I have yet to have a game that I haven't been able to fit on the table, especially with all the extra holders and things on the side. That's super helpful. But yeah, it was a good experience backing from Box King. I feel like they communicated pretty well. I got all my components roughly at the same time, which is nice. I hate getting a bunch of big boxes and then having to wait for some small like infill things to be able to put it together. But that didn't happen. They all showed up within like 2 or 3 days of one another. And yeah, I would recommend. I think it went together great. I've been super happy with the quality. And if you're interested or looking at a different Kickstarter from Box King Gaming, I personally had a good experience, so I would recommend it. But anyway, my name's Ty. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this helped you in some way. If it did, please consider subscribing or checking out some of my other content. I post some board game things on occasion. I also talk about books and just talk about stuff that I like. So thank you for watching. Here's the table with all the leaves back on. You can see the cutout here. There is some gapping all the way around the side. If you really smash them all one way, you can kind of see the gap does get larger. So I just try to get it done even all the way around. But yeah, that's it. That's the table.